with Koreatown Oddity. How you doing, man?
Chilling, bro. Thank you for having me, man.
Man, it's a pleasure to see you rock, especially here. I mean, big shout out to Stone's Throw and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So your set was mostly comprised of unreleased tracks, correct?
Yes.
How do you think the reception was?
Oh, good. You know, it's crazy because the Yahtzee one always, like, you know, people say it like they know it.
Yeah.
So that's how it's kind of cool because since it's not out yet, I see what people resonate with the verses, and you know, I see they're like, damn, this nigga up there really rapping and saying, you know, it's like regular human raps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's not like
exactly.
I never really talk about shit that like I'm not about and that I can't back up. So, you know, and make it sound hard, like a nigga making washing the dishes sound hard because that's part of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
The everyday raps are definitely appreciated, and you got your start basically giving cassettes hand to hand and everything like that, and that translated into your fan base.
Yep.
How has that hustle really helped you now in the digital age? And
you know what's crazy is that's how I connected with Wolf, through tapes. I would just see him around the city, and I give him a tape, and then I see him around. He'd be like, "Yo, I still ain't listening to that tape. I don't got no tape player in my car." And then I'll have another one. Oh, it's cool. And after a while, he's like, "Yo, man, come through the office." You know what I'm saying? And listening to my stuff, and you know what I'm saying. I feel like it may be a little bit more difficult for people to do tapes, but like now, the tape community is big and it's still rocking. But like nobody's really like giving you a hand-to-hand tape. You know what I'm saying? But that community it's got a lot going on, you know, still. Like, it's like, you know, you can be a big tape artist, only putting stuff on tape. There's tons of experimental music from the 60s and 70s that never even came out on vinyl.
No, there's a guy that scratches on tape.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. People are scratching with tapes. It's his own community. So, I mean, I'm happy to have, you know, basically got my start in, like, putting out tapes. And that's how I came up. My mom, who's here tonight, like, she brought me up on tapes. That's how I know what hip hop is her playing tapes for me. And so when I started putting out my music, I was like, thinking of like, what's a way that I was doing something that was fun and natural, like in junior high and high school, making tapes. So I'll put my shit out on tapes. And then, you know, the digital age helped because you can put tapes on Bandcamp or whatever, sell the tapes, but also it could still be up there for the digital for people to hear. Right.
You making tapes, obviously mixtapes. What were some artists that were on those tapes?
Well, you know, a lot of tapes I was making was beat tapes. Beat tapes. Oh, wow. I put out a couple of albums on tapes, like full like rap albums. Mm-hmm. And like I had this series, it was a Chinese New Year series. Oh, wow. Where I did 12 tapes over 12 years for each Zodiac animal. Yeah, and then we came back. We're in the dragon now. I started with the dragon. And we came back around and I, you know, finished that. So I did every animal, and like, you know, that's a series that people collect. And if like, you know what's up, you're into that. So it's kind of, it's niche, you know, tapes and everything. But it's also like there's a community that really understands what you're doing. It's like a personal music, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you connected with Peanut Butter Wolf through making tapes and everything like that. You being signed to Stone's Throw, has Stone's Throw helped you get to that sound that you've always wanted to make, or have they changed your sound in a certain way, even for the better?
Well, you know what's crazy? I used to listen to Stone's Throw when I was in high school. When I was 14, you know what I'm saying? I listened to Stone's Throw, and so it's, you know, sometimes I gotta step back and be like, damn, you on Stone's Throw. You got several albums out with Stone's Throw, like Peanut Butter Wolf is my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. So they really just let me do whatever I want to do.
Oh, it's crazy.
Like, I go to the studio, I do my thing, and, you know, when the album is done, I tell them when it's done, I let them hear, and they go, okay. Maybe they might say, oh, yeah, okay, what you think about, you know, this release date or this time? Or when I come with all my stuff, I have a full thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about, like, what the visual is going to look like. What kind of, like, connection to a rollout or whatever it's gonna be, what the vibe is, the artwork. I'm into all that. Maybe every artist is not like that, you know, but I'm like detailed into everything that I'm doing, you know. So I think it helps that I am one of those type of artists that they could be like, all right, we'll leave K-Town alone, he'll do his thing, and then he'll play us the shit and we'll listen. And it's not really a judge of like, oh, is this good or bad? They're like, at some point when you're just dope already, it doesn't really matter. Like, they're not listening for whether it's dope. They're listening for whether, like, okay, what could be a single, or how should we market this, and things like that. It's like, it's dope music, whether people understand it the first time it comes out or 10 years later. It's like, that's not really the important part.
Yeah, speaking of dope music, I mean, you've worked with a lot of great producers.
Yes.
I mean, Ras G, Mind Design. R.I.P. I mean, Mind Design is incredible too.
Oh yeah, Ras G, rest in peace, man. Come on.
And you being a producer yourself, are you able to really like have that producer talk and articulate the sound that you're trying to get?
Yes. And honestly, I think people just used to, hearing my music, they might not even think about did I produce it or not. I don't know if everybody even is familiar with that, right? But also, I'm a fan of beats. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think producers like me more than rappers, to be honest. That's why, like, I can do a whole album, 2 whole albums with Ras G, be in a group with Ras G. Nobody ever did an album with Ras G. Like, that's true. You know what I'm saying? So, and he'd been around doing his thing before me and him linked up. Yeah, of course. And he did not choose to do an album with any other rapper. It's a personal connection that we had. You know what I'm saying? Right. Into the same type of things. He used to say, like, damn, you really are like my cousin. You know what I'm saying? And I would be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like Ras G producing, he would play me stuff and I would listen, and he would know like what kind of stuff I wanted, or I would just like flow with what he was on. Right. Because like when somebody else is the producer, it's like, okay, I can take my hands off the steering wheel and I could just be the passenger and take the ride. I'm not trying to be like, oh yeah, this, I might choose like, oh, I like this beat more or that, but it's a little more freeing because, when I'm producing and rapping, it's like I'm thinking of every single element that's going on. Right.
Right. Now, the other thing I really wanted to touch on, I mean, Ras G was huge in the LA beat scene, and since Low End Theory has been non-existent for a few years now, do you feel there's something missing in the scene sonically?
It's crazy because I get mad sometimes. I be thinking about like Ras G. It's like he should have been like bigger than that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Definitely like more paid. It's like it's fucking annoying. To be honest, because it's like, it's like everyone loves Ras G and everyone knows who Ras G. Everybody would go through Space Base and you know what I'm saying, but like nobody big you up till you dead. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's fucking, it's annoying. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, all right. I mean, that's part of life. When we have a bookend to life, everyone's going to celebrate because you're done creating. So we're going to celebrate all the stuff you've done in your life. That's natural. But it's like, and I know he doesn't care. But it's like, me, I care. I'm like, man, I wish he was like, more big. I wish like me and G could go to the, I mean, he ain't into this, but we could go to the Louis Vuitton store and just cash out just for fun. And he wouldn't be in, he could be in there smoking a blunt. And like, I wanted to see those things, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, like when I say on the song Yahtzee is, I still got missions to complete from Ras G. We talked about a lot of stuff that I'm like, okay, I gotta make that happen. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stick around and, I gotta be able to, scream "Oh Ross" on a big stage like the Grammys or the Oscars or something. You know what I'm saying? I need to do that because it's like,
he was definitely and still is an unsung hero. I think
for real.
I think a lot of the kings of the beat scene, I mean, DiBiase, Sam
DiBiase, my nigga,
like people like that.
Yep.
I mean, they should get more praise for. Yeah. I mean, I even think Daddy Kev for...
Yeah, Daddy Kev's an innovator. He created a lot of things that, sometimes that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? It just like, like there's all these great artists. Like look at Ram LZ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ram LZ didn't die paid. He was just like probably just living in a random loft, making them toys and outfits, and like people was like whatever, you know what I'm saying? But he celebrated in his passing. He's having museum exhibits, he got crazy books and all these things. But it's like, I don't know, it's a weird world where it's like some artists get this big platform and other artists don't, but they're all great artists,
Yeah, I just think that those artists, the ones that really stay in the lab or the loft and do their things, I think they're just so caught up in creating and they just truly love it.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see with you love what you do to the point to where you're willing to release music in a very unorthodox way.
For sure.
So when is this next album coming out? When can we expect it and everything like that?
It's definitely next year, and a lot of times when I have like new stuff, I'll do it, but people don't know. They just hear a song, they don't know. Like when the Little Dominique's Nosebleed, when I had that stuff, I performed it and nobody knew what it was. It was like whatever. And now it's an album that's done and people can listen to a full thing. So it's cool to be able to give that to people because I'm that type of artist.
Right.
And a lot of good things next year. I'm just being patient. I'm chilling out with the family and just like, watching Westerns and
oh man, that's the life, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I was
the
just
life.
trying to,
Yeah.
playing records and going to a garden and
But again, how we started this interview, everyday raps,
Exactly.
That's important because
Exactly.
I don't think everything has to be about flossing and boasting.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up because the flossing niggas need to really pay attention to is the one in their mouth because niggas breath stink. And that's real. You know what I'm saying? I really want to what can we do to help the community? I want to promote flossing because I floss every single night. Every single night, no matter how tired, no matter how late, because that shit is important. It's like niggas ain't really thinking about their teeth health. That's why everybody got veneers now because nobody took care of their teeth. They was living a rap life, drinking champagne, falling asleep at 2 a.m. for like years. And now they got teeth that's just fucked up in the back. You know what I'm saying? And so we need to do more flossing. We need more teeth brushing at night and more Listerine and more water flossing too. If you really want to get really deep with it, y'all spending a lot of money on expensive things, buy yourself a water floss and shoot that high power water into them gums and stop talking to niggas with stank breath, man. Cause I talk to a lot of people and I feel bad because their breath is stinking like they don't floss. Not like a regular stank breath. It's like a I don't floss stank breath. And how do you tell somebody without being offensive, like, bro, do you floss? Like, let me give you some floss. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like that's the main floss, and I'm really like focused. I want that to be a thing in the community where we're all talking about we carrying in our pockets like mints, like we getting dope ones and custom cases for that. Let that be a thing. Fuck all the other shit. We over all that.
I would say definitely wear your retainers because there's a lot of people who spend a lot of money on Invisalign and braces, and then they get their teeth fixed, and then they don't wear their retainers.
Exactly.
I wear my retainers.
No, and they spread back out. You know what I'm saying? Like
you got gaps all over again.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with gaps. If that's some natural shit, I'm with that. That's dope. I'm with the natural shit. But make sure you floss in between them teeth, man. Shit's crazy out here, man.
Man, big time. Well, Koreatown Oddity, we appreciate you.
No, thank you,
for
man.
your time.
No, thank you.
This is a great interview.